Welcome back to the UnBarren Girl. This is the place where we help faith-filled women overcome fear and procrastination and inconsistency with Jesus at the center and with a whole lot of real talk. Let's talk about why you're frustrated. You have goals, you have vision boards, you've been praying, you've been journaling, you've been fasting, but you have not been moving forward. So why? I think a big reason for that is just because we're not focused. And I'm not talking about just the paying attention part of focus. I'm talking about the kind of focus that bears fruit. Proverbs chapter 4 says to fix your gaze straight ahead, to focus on what's in front of you. Don't look to the left and don't look to the right. And that's the kind of focus that I'm talking about. And so today we're going to think of focus as our steering wheel. It's that thing that helps you start without stalling, that helps you stay in alignment and not swerve out of your lane. Focus is not just doing more. Focus is doing what matters the most. Sometimes we're running here and there and everywhere, using our energy, using our time for stuff that don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
It's a waste to put your time and attention into something that has no meaning. That's not going to help you reach your goals. So let's define it for a second. Focus helps you start without procrastinating and helps you stay engaged, fully engaged until the end, until you get it done. Without focus, your thoughts are everywhere. The things that you set out to do oftentimes are like halfway done. You don't take the time to do things right. And let me tell you something. If you don't have time to do it right, then you won't have time to do it again. So that's why focus is so important in this season of our lives. When you don't focus, you end up scrolling instead of building. You end up venting instead of moving forward. All you do is talk. And then you end up really just dreaming all day and never really doing. And let me tell you something. The enemy loves a distracted woman. A focused woman is a dangerous woman. And wouldn't he love to keep you off-centered so that you don't accomplish anything? I think so. I'll make it personal. I won't make it about you. I'll make it about me. One of the big things for me is just a lack of interest. There are times when I just do not care. I don't care and I don't want to. But that has nothing to do with what God told me to do. Just because you don't want to doesn't mean that you don't have to. And I really think that it's important to prioritize obedience over our excitement for something. The other thing is just being overwhelmed. We have sometimes 57 tabs open in our brain.
I have to do this and I have to do that. I have to take this person here. I got to go to this store. I got to go to this practice.
We have so many things to do and we get overwhelmed. And overwhelm leads to burnout. And burnout leads to just is it unproductivity a word? It doesn't help with your productivity. And then the last thing is really procrastination. Procrastination is the granddaddy of excuses. And sometimes we make it seem like we don't have time to do things when sometimes we might really just be scared. You might really just be afraid. So let's get practical, okay? There's a formula for focus. Number one, clearly define. If you know, you know. Clearly define what the goal is so that you can actively work towards it. Because if you don't know, then what are we actually doing? But sometimes we don't be knowing what we're doing. Another thing is I really just making the determination of why something matters. If it is not profitable for this season of your life, if it is not profitable for where God is taking you next, then it should not be on your list of things to do. The last thing is when. When are you going to do it? If not now, then when? If not you, then who? But you have to determine when. And sometimes it's as deep as scheduling your obedience. You write down everything else. You pencil in everything else. You make a note, a checklist for everything else. Let's prioritize those things that we feel like, okay, God is really leading me to do this. So I need to go on ahead and do it. So girl, here's the thing. You are not broken. You are not unworthy. You might just be unfocused. And that's okay. If that's the case, you can change that today. We just have to focus on the one thing. In Luke chapter 10, Martha was worried about everything. She had 57 tabs open. She was worried about too much. And God said, no, no, no. You need to focus on what's necessary. You need to focus on one thing. And I think that is a word for some of us. This week, let's just determine what's the one thing that you feel like, okay, God is leading me to do this. Let me focus on this. And let's practice that like our future depends on it, because it does. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Like it, subscribe, share it with the girl that's always saying, you know what? I need to get myself together. Send this to her and let her know that this is her sign to go ahead and do what she has to do, okay? I'll see you next time.